Hey everybody, Travis and Nikki from wallsofyourcave.com coming at you after night 2 of Randall's Island.
Randall's Island.
Randall's Island. It was awesome tonight.
It was amazing tonight. Much better than the venue, but the show was very good. Mostly the second set, I would say. But the first set was also had a lot of really good points to it.
I'm not sure I would go as far as a lot, but there were some really good points.
No, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
You know, AC/DC bag, pretty standard opener, and then 46 Days, which was one of the best things that happened in the first set. Real gritty, dirty Trey being gritty and dirty. You know, digging that whole thing. Nice little Devotion to a Dream and Free combo.
The Free was good, but it wasn't like the Free that we're used to.
Yeah, your first set Free is kind of weird. You know, usually a second set song. It was early. I was pretty excited when they started it up, but it didn't really go anywhere or do anything out of the ordinary. But that's okay. It was nice to hear and well played. Rocked.
Yeah, it did. Back on the Train was hilarious. It got the end actually was not played properly. However, Trey acknowledged it.
Trey said they meant to do it that way.
That they meant to do it that way, and that every time they mess up, it's practiced that way. It's meant to be done, especially at the beginning of the game.
Yes. Also, in case you missed the banter tonight, anytime Trey flubbed the beginning of the game, he did it on purpose. Know that going forward.
So then we also had Halfway to the Moon and Sparkle again for the third time, which I find a little.
The 90s again? Did somebody not tell me?
Well, why Sparkle? Of all the songs to keep repeating, I'm surprised it's Sparkle, but
ebbs and flows.
And then Song I Heard the Ocean Sing. Now that I think was the absolute highlight of the first set. It was really
first
good.
Set.
First set, not second. We're not talking about second again, but yeah, I thought even on a re-listen, we already re-listened to it. It was really incredible. I thought it was very good.
Me too. Not too long, but what was there was awesome. Trey was crushing it, bringing it, doing all the right things. Peaks. Not too many valleys, mostly peaks.
Mostly peaks. I was going to say, I don't think it dipped down very much. It was very, very, all the way out there.
To the point, head banging, neck is a little sore.
I think my whole body is rocked to it. And then we had The Line, which I like, but, you know, it's not obviously a huge, big energy song, but I think it was really good, regardless.
Absolutely.
And I think it's fun. And then we closed it out with Antelope, which was a very basic Antelope. I don't think it had a lot of... personally, I don't think it went way out there. But
no, it didn't really go out anywhere. You know, I mean, Antelope rarely does, but it had its nice thing.
Well, sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does.
The Gorge. That one did.
Well, that one may not have gone out that far. It was just way better.
Yeah, it's possible.
Anyway, so Antelope closed the first set, nice high energy way to wrap things up. You know, everybody gets excited. So we'll check out the poster here. Before we move on to set 2, this is the middle piece of James Flame's triptych. Careful. And so tonight we've got the Languedoc, we've got Trey's old school amp that you vets from the 90s would probably remember. We got a squirrel stomping on some pedals. We got another one trying to strum some notes. You know, pretty cool. You know, again, like I mentioned last night, I dig the cartoony vibe and the whole incorporation of the band's instruments into the artwork itself.
I like the squirrel in this one.
I like the squirrel. I especially like him stomping on pedals.
Yeah.
I also think that in this particular triptych that Mr. Flames did a terrific job incorporating the word fish 3 times into one, you know, whole piece, but obviously it's got to say fish on each of the 3 posters, but he did a really nice job, you know, making it not too overbearing in, you know, if you were framing them all as a 3-piece set. So, kudos to Mr. Flames, we're loving your work. Keep it up.
Good job. So now, this is the exciting thing to talk about, actually, is the second set. The second set only had 6 songs, as I got a text from my friend. She asked me the question, "What year is this?" And that was the only thing that I said.
We did get a couple of 6-song sets last year. Not very many, though. I believe, just right off the top of my head, the two I can think of are Halloween 10/31 and 10/29/13 from the New Year's run. Those are the two. Maybe Hartford.
I don't remember.
Hartford might have been 7. Anyways, whatever. Stats. The point is, the set tonight was fantastic. It started off with Punch You in the Eye, drawn out long intro with tons of funk before we even got into the song.
Lots of energy in
Lots
it tonight.
of energy. People were excited. I was excited.
Yeah, so I find that Punch sometimes doesn't sustain the energy like it used to for me. It used to be a very exciting song for me, and then it kind of it's still exciting, but it kind of dribbles off. But tonight I felt like it actually sustained itself.
Dribbles
Personally,
off, huh?
Sorry, I don't know.
Sure, you listen to this, girl.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Dribbles off. Anyways, there was a little dribbling off of some flubs during Punch You in the Eye this evening, but again, hey.
It was so high energy, and it was a lot.
Changes, whatever, we don't care. Then Carini,
which is always one of my favorites. It's like the heavy metal evil fish that really gets you going, really.
This one was great tonight.
Lots of headbanging during Carini.
Headbanging, and then the jam went into this really unique type 2 Eves, somewhere between space and metal and ambience. I don't know how to really describe this one. It was all over the place, but really a unique journey through a lot of different sonic places that Trey took us through, and of course Paige and Mike and Fish and the rest of the guys. The rest of the guys.
And so now we had the ghost.
And the ghost.
Then we had the ghost.
Now we come to the highlight of the show. We agree
well,
on the
I don't
highlight.
know. Well,
maybe we don't agree on the highlight.
no, I think that the wingsuit was the highlight for me. But
maybe she's voting with. I mean.
But still, the ghost was very good. I obviously it was a huge ghost.
Huge. Bliss, hose.
Amazing.
In your face. Again, one of the highlights of improvisation of this tour so far. There has been a lot of them, but tonight, go back and listen to the Ghost. There was a lot of really cool stuff going on, especially like the last 5 or 6 minutes was really intense, peaked very hard.
5 or 6 minutes. I know. How long was it actually?
I did look at the clock on this one. I believe it clocked in just under 17.
So that's amazing. It's definitely a huge ghost.
Yes, huge ghost, wonderful jam. We loved it. It's just that perfect type of really fish bliss that just hits me in exactly the right place, and I love it.
And so now the wingsuit. Again, I cried. I can't help it. I don't know if it's on purpose. I don't know if Trey's doing it on purpose. But I just can't seem to control myself. Every time I hear this song, it's so big and so huge and in your face and beautiful. I think at one point I almost broke the rail. I was jumping. I had white knuckled on the rail, jumping. And I jumped back and the whole thing actually moved. But it was just so beautiful. Everything about it was just so gorgeous.
I jumped the rail in the first set.
Yeah, actually you did. We both did. So we both broke the rail this evening.
Sorry,
Randall, all the way over on Page side. Sorry about that.
Anyway,
but
Wingsuit was gorgeous, as I think I have repeated before and will probably repeat every time they play the song. I love the song Wingsuit. It is so beautiful. Tonight's version was incredible.
It's getting up there for me. I mean, I have been a diehard Fuego fan since the second they played it on Halloween. That's always been my favorite. But it's coming up there. Wingsuit is. I feel like it's just evolved into.
Yes.
It's just they've explored this song. I don't know where else it can really go. Honestly, it keeps.
They've only played it 5 times.
Well, I don't even understand because like every single time it's just a little bit better, but I don't understand how it could get any better. I don't know how one band could actually do that.
It is very difficult call a best of it. I mean, and again, I've only played the song a handful of times. You know, the Philly version was incredible. Tonight's version was incredible. We're still kind of buzzing from tonight's version. We might need a few re-listens before we declare a winner. And I thoroughly expect that the best is yet to come. But, you know, who needs to compare? Tonight, it was gorgeous, beautiful, everything you can want. And ready to rock and roll.
Yes, so rock and roll. Her life was saved by rock and roll. And it was incredibly appropriate for me.
Appropriate. Listening to the New York station here in New York.
Yeah. And the rock and roll was a lot of fun. It was really good. So again, another cover.
Yeah, another cover. Shorter, you know, not too long. I think you know, came in probably under 10 minutes. I didn't clock this one, but you know, short to the point and a ton of shredding. If you like to hear Trey, Machine Gun Trey, check out the rock and roll.
That was definitely apparent.
I think he was a little excited about winning that one tonight.
He was they were all so excited.
Excited.
It was exciting. So, and then they closed it out with Hood, which again is beautiful. I personally still like the Hood from Mansfield, oddly enough. Seeing it first show with
very
tour,
different. Very
I'm surprised,
different. I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't as exploratory as the one in Mansfield, but it still was very good.
Very long. Lot to sink your teeth into here. Wonderful version. Nice layers, textures, the slow build, and peak. Loving it. Perfect way to cap off the set. How much more I can say really there. Start to finish, the set was flawless. Well, I mean, maybe not flawless in terms of nailing every note of the post parts, but flawless in terms of placement, selection, improv. It had everything that you want when you go to see PHiSH.
Everything. Absolutely everything.
And the encore. You know, always a treat to get a 3-song encore, and always a treat to have you know, a song like Tube, you know, off random kind of placement, not what we were expecting them to encore with. Joy was gorgeous, beautiful.
I like Joy.
Yeah, of course.
Joy's beautiful, but I find it to be very emotional. Joy is a very emotional song for me, especially this evening. But
girls get emotional.
We won't get into that. So
and we capped it off with First Tube. You know, just blow the roof off the place. Why not?
Yeah, at that point it's like, why not? Keep going. Not? I almost felt like it was Trey wasn't caring about the curfew, and he kind of kept wanting to go. But
yeah, I think they still managed to stay in the curfew lines.
Yeah, I think they have a very, very strict curfew.
That's what we heard. I don't know.
Seeing how the show starts so early and then end kind of early, which is kind of nice, but at the same time,
for us old fogies, you know, getting in bed early and all. So, First Tube was a wonderful way to cap off this show. Crushing it, killing it, loved it. Sent us out into the streets on a high note. We got one more tomorrow night. I am pretty sure that it's going to be a great show. I can't imagine any other way about it. They're on fire right now. I think we say this after every show. PHiSH is killing this tour. We can't wait to go back again tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. We're going to go back, party one more time in New York City, and then we'll get on the road and go west. So we'll be looking forward to a nicer venue for PHiSH to play in Canandaigua. But regardless of how bad the venue might suck, shows are killing it, and they always make it worthwhile.
Definitely exceeding all of my expectations thus far. I definitely think I didn't expect this tour to be as good as it is. I always expect it to be good, but I think that they have really grown, and I think that this tour already, just now, you know, this many shows in, I'm so impressed.
Very impressed.
Incredibly impressed. I definitely think it's showing.
Alright, they're playing great. We're gonna go back and get round 3 tomorrow. We will see you again, and we love PHiSH. Great show tonight. Big fans. Loved it. One of my favorite ones so far. I'm not even ranking, but tonight was great. We loved it.
Yeah, and if you also want, I've been putting some pictures up onto Instagram on Walls of Your Cave, so if you wanted to check those out, not a lot because I have a hard time taking photos during the show, but I've been trying to put a few up here and there. So if you wanted to check that out, and also we'd love to hear what you have to say. So comment as well.
Comment. Follow us on Instagram.
Awesome.
Good night.
Good night.